What's going on, SC Tennis? Sorry, I'm kicking my charger around a little bit. Uh, Bet you're wondering why I'm so dressed up for the occasion. I thought I'd dress up to introduce you guys to your new summer lifting program. Just going to kind of run you through how this all works digitally. I think this is a good way of doing it. I wish I could do this in person because I miss you all a lot, but this is the next best thing. So, what we have here is our Excel workbook that contains everything that you need to know for this summer, including this video that you're watching currently. So this first tab that we see here is our introduction tab, just kind of introducing you to the program, similar to just what I'm doing right now as a little box in the corner. So going down to the roster tab. So this roster tab is where we see everybody's names on the current roster. You also have the quotes that I asked for. So as you can see, I am currently missing a few. Hopefully by the time you watch this video, I'm going to have everybody's quote in there. I'll text you all right after this, actually. So that's our roster with our quotes. Some really good quotes. Next up, you see the warm-up option. So the warm-up option is some little freedom that I'm giving you guys. You have the choice as to what kind of warm-up you want to do. These are the 5 options that I've given you for our warm-up. You have your continuous warm-up. You have number 2 of continuous dynamic. Your GPP, everybody's favorite, the GPP, 2 to 4 rounds, so anywhere between 4 to 8 minutes. And then the ladder warm-up. So anything that you see here that has a blue font color as well as an underline, what that is it's a YouTube video link. So you can click on this in advance so that you can see all the different movements. You're going to notice that on the next page as well. So once we get into phase 1, 2, 3, and 4, this is the meat of our program. This is our lifting card. So it looks just like our lifting cards that we've had. Same basic concept in which we have our core movements. We have our plyometric circuit, CNS activation that we've been doing. This one's a little bit new in regards to having a little quick CNS activation. It's a very brief, very quick hitting movement, one set of it. That's going to help get you fired up and ready to go for the lift to come. So everything up to that point is the same. Then we have our 4-minute rounds, as many rounds as possible, similar to what we were doing before we left here. And then we have our movements themselves. So you notice that all these are in blue, which means they all have a video link to it. So for instance, if you don't know what a movement is, or you want a demonstration of what that movement is, let's say our depth or our drop squat jump, you can go ahead and click on it. So I'm going to click on this link. It's going to bring me to YouTube, and it's going to show me a video of the movement. So that's our drop squat jump. That's what that is. So I've spent a lot of time on that, more time than I'd like to admit. So go ahead and utilize that resource to kind of see what each movement looks like. Another thing that I want to show you on this card is that we have a quote at the bottom. So right now what it has is my quote. So my quote is, "A river cuts through rock, not because of its power, but because of its persistence." So that's going to be the quote that really keeps me going throughout the entire summer. The persistence piece behind what we're doing in here in the weight room is huge for me. So how is that going to be unique to you? So you see up here in the top left corner, my name, Coach Tommy. What you're going to do when you go to print your program out, so you're going to click where that says Coach Tommy. From there, you're going to see a little arrow on the right-hand side of that cell block. You're going to click that arrow and it's going to drop down. That's where we see the rest of our names. So everybody who's currently on the roster, your name is on here. So you're going to click on your name from there. So I'm going to go down to the bottom and click on Heidi's name, because I know she gave me a quote. So what that did was that switched my quote to Heidi's quote. So don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. That's going to be what keeps Heidi going this summer. I want to make sure that this is something that applies to you and is going to motivate you. It's unique to you. This is how we're personalizing it. The next quote we look at, let's maybe look at J-Dub. So J-Lub, that's a good nickname too. J-Dub. Champions are made when nobody's watching. Michael Jordan, Last Dance, man. It's been going on. I love that show right now. Good quote, good quote. Everybody's giving me a good one up to this point. Make sure you're personalizing that to yourself. So dropping down and making sure it's your name on there. So that's your phase 1. Phase 2, I'm not going into any of the movements. I'm just showing it all to you. Same thing, phase 3. Biggest difference that you see is the whatever you call it, the plyo circuit is different. The middle one is still the same, but here we just see vertical jumping power. So vertical power and horizontal power. So we're doing a vertical jump and a standing broad jump to develop our power that way, but everything else is the same. Same is said for our week or our phase 4. Next one you see is a body weight workout. This body weight workout circuit is only as a last effort. So if you don't have a weight room available to you on, say, maybe 4th of July weekend, this is a great option for you. So use this only if you have no way of possibly getting to the weight room. This is not something that replaces everything that we've done here, phase 1, 2, 3, 4. That's way more important. That's way more pivotal to your success that you have going into next year. Make sure we're trying to get to this as much as we possibly can before we have to do this just as a last-ditch effort. So like I said, if 4th of July comes around and you don't have a weight room, maybe you can do this at the cabin. We got a lot of cabins in Minnesota. I don't know what it is here that you do for 4th of July, but we go to the cabin. All right, this is something I do at the cabin. It's a tough workout, but it's really good. Next, you see SAC, phases 1 through 2. So this is speed, agility, and conditioning. So phases 1 and 2. So there's 2 days of speed, agility, and conditioning, and it correlates with the phase down here. So phase 1, as we see right here, phase 1, that's going to go with this tab right here. Phase 2, it's going to go with this tab. You have a linear day and you have a lateral day. We still have the core that we've been utilizing at the beginning, and then followed by a plyometric circuit, and then we have some speed and agility stuff. So our speed portion of all this, rather than conditioning, is going to be very fast. It's not going to be tiring because I want you to make sure that you're giving maximum effort and the best quality reps as you can possibly give with each one of these. It shouldn't wear you out, but it is going to help make you faster. It's going to help make your mechanics better. After that, you're going to finish with some flying 20s. So that's going to be a jog for 10 yards. Then you're going to turn that into 20-yard sprint as soon as you hit that 10 yards. And you're going to sprint all the way through that 20 for as many reps as this says. Then you're going to have some steady state conditioning and some tempo runs. Same thing applies for phases 3 and 4. On the days off, I think you should be striving for some active recovery. Active recovery is something in which you're going out, you're getting your system flushed out, you're being active, you're recovering through that activity. It's not something that's super, super tiring, but maybe just a casual tennis match with your friends. I don't know if it can be casual as a collegiate tennis player, but maybe it can, I don't know. Maybe going out and just playing some pickup basketball, going for a bike ride. If you're into Razor scooters, get after it on those, whatever it may be. Way better than just sitting on the couch. We have a core circuit. If you have any, this isn't mandatory, but if you want to get some extra core workout in, I typically do one of these 2 at the end of every one of my workouts just for a little bit additional core. The next few tabs are just some, maybe it'll go, maybe it won't. Let me try this. Next few tabs are just some practice or example calendars. So we see the month of May broken down into days that I would perform each one of these. Phase 1, day 1 lift. So I lift on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do my speed, agility, and conditioning on Tuesday, Thursday. This is just how I would break it down. You can do it however you want. Maybe you want to do your day 1 lift with your day 1 speed, agility. Then you have just your day 2 lift, and then your Friday you have both your speed, agility, and your lift, whatever you want. You can even do some of this on the weekend. This is just how I would break my weeks down. And then Saturday and Sunday is for your active recovery. So that continues on all the way up till the start of the school year. So that's what we see there. So going back to the intro. That's the card for you. So I strongly suggest before you go and print this or before you go and perform this that each day that you're about to perform, you go and check out the movements. If you have any questions on the movements, if the video doesn't make sense, you always can reach out to me. So you have my cell phone number right here as well as my email. And then you also have Coach Jasmine. So Coach Jasmine, who worked with us a little bit in the fall, is going to be your graduate assistant next year, which is awesome. I recommended her in particular highly for the position. I think she's going to do a phenomenal job in regards to working with you all next year. And you're just going to have a blast with Coach Jasmine. So her information is down there as well. I'm so excited for the future and what that holds for you guys. I'm just, I'm still heartbroken that we couldn't finish it out this year. But this is how we're going to do it. We're going to finish it out through the summer by working our tails off. I'm going to be working very hard with you as well. And we're just going to set ourselves up for a bunch of success in the fall and a bunch of success in the spring. And Jasmine's only going to continue to facilitate that success and that effort and that progress that we made in the weight room come September. So I love you guys. I miss you all like crazy. You guys have all impacted me more than you could ever imagine. And I'm just going to miss you tremendously next year. Trust me, whether it's me still in Massachusetts, maybe back in Minnesota, or Lord willing, Hawaii again, you better believe I'm going to be following you guys from a distance, and I just can't wait to celebrate your successes as we move forward. So love you guys. Let me know if you have any questions.